So a couple weeks ago, we asked the question: Will Jack Jack still escape the brooder? And the answer is yes. Yes, he will. He jumped out. This isn't the first time of the brooder in the garage. It's just too cold for him to be outside all night long. But he doesn't like to be left in a box either. Nobody puts baby in a box. Jack Jack. Buddy. Hi. How you doing today? Doing better now that you're outside? Hey, ducky. Can I see? You gonna go look at the camera? So it's continuing to be cold here in the Midwest. If any of you that live out here, you kind of know it is crazy at times, especially in the early parts of the year. It's warm, then it's cold, and then it rains, and then it snows, and then it gets warm, and then it snows. So it just snowed a couple days ago. So Jack Jack has not been able to stay outside through an evening. It's just too cold for him. And typically we've been bringing him back and forth into the brooder in the garage where we can kind of keep the temperature a little warmer for him. And I typically just pick him up from the pen and just take him over there and put him in myself. The other night though, as I was putting him back into the brooder, he ended up taking his foot and clawing right under his neck. So right under his chin, there is a large gash. You can see all his throat muscles and everything, and I was pretty worried that he ended up cutting something within his neck so he wouldn't be able to eat or drink. So that happened 3 days ago, I think. And I cleaned the area with saline, and I've used some Vaseline to kind of keep it sealed so the dust and stuff from the shavings wouldn't get in there and get infected. So far so good. He's still eating and drinking, and he doesn't really seem to be in pain or anything, and he still likes to come over for snuggles. So I'm just continuing to keep it clean, keeping the Vaseline on there. I put some iodine on there today around the wound area, but it does look like it's starting to kind of seal up a little bit, but it was a pretty nasty gash. So we've heard other people where their birds have actually cut their throats and they weren't able to survive. So I'm hoping for the best because he's kind of my buddy. If you remember our first emu, Richard, he was kind of a he was more of a big family pet. He'd snuggle with us on the couch and come over and hang out for a while. So that's where I'm hoping Jack Jack can fill that void that Richard left when he wasn't able to make it. So hopefully Jack Jack will pull through, and the gash will heal up, and we'll have a long life here on the homestead. So yeah, so that was a surprise the other day, and it was kind of hard to watch having to deal with that, because I was just afraid that he wasn't going to make it. So, but 3 days he's still moving, and the wound doesn't look like it's infected. So I'm happy about that. So it looks like it's going to start to get a little bit warmer here in the coming days. So I went ahead and I moved the old shelter we had for the other yearlings that we had a little bit ago. They were sleeping in like a metal shed. So I dragged it from the far pen over to the front pen so that Jack Jack can actually sleep outside of the brooder, hopefully, and I don't have to keep lifting him up, because I don't want to risk another injury on his neck. Yeah, we don't want that to happen. So I dragged it over, and we threw some hay down, and I'm hoping that it'll be warm enough for him in there within the next couple days, and hopefully it'll stay warm. Hopefully we don't get another freeze and another snow, because he's just not quite durable yet for this type of weather. In a few more months he'll be fine, but by that time it'll be hot and humid. So.
So we wanted to do an unboxing video for you guys, but then we realized we didn't have anything to unbox. So we decided we'd do an unshelling instead. So we have a bunch of eggs that did not hatch. As we have a new breeding pair this year, we didn't really know which egg would be the first one that was fertile. But on top of that, we've been having issues with our styrofoam incubators. They just were not holding the heat correctly. And every time it snowed, the heat in there would drop way down, and then the humidity would spike up when it got warm, and it was just back and forth, and we were in there every hour adjusting, and it just wasn't working. So we don't know if that's what caused these ones not to hatch, or if they just weren't fertile yet. So for whatever reason, they did not hatch. We just now realized that it's actually been our thermometers have been off. So we just got a couple new thermometers, and that seems to be giving us a more accurate temperature and humidity based off of our mercury thermometer, which is obviously the go-to thermometer to go with. So today we thought we'd take...
Quiet, Tom.
So today we thought we'd take... Turkeys want to be in the video.
Tom and Jerry.
So today we thought we'd take these ones out of the incubator and crack them open and see if anything was going on inside, if it was the incubators, if they were fertile, and see what we find out.
I'm going to cut them open. I'm going to try to cut them here in the center so we can save as much of the shell as possible. But some of these have been in the incubator since the beginning of December. So like this is the first one. So this was the first week of December?
I think they started laying the second or third week, probably the second week of December, so okay. Somewhere around there.
What was this, like day 95?
Yeah, this one's on day something like that, so.
So they've been in there plenty long, almost twice the amount of time that we needed. So nothing's growing in them, so we're just gonna cut them open and see what we can find, and then save the shells for necklaces or other crafts that Erica does. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a Dremel to do that. This is the first time doing it. We've drilled and we've blown out eggs, but I've never actually cut one open.
Maybe we should do it like right here, so we can still dump whatever out of it, but then we have all this shell.
You don't want to just do in the middle? Okay, I mean, I could just do the top. That's fine.
Either way, I guess it's fine.
Okay. I mean, I'm just going to cut it in half, or cut it open and see what we can do. All right.
So we went ahead and brought a bucket over. That way we can dump anything that's in the shell into the bucket. Hopefully they're not chicks. Hopefully it's just yolk. And we're doing it outdoors just in case it smells. Sorry, I thought I smelled a rotten egg. I'm like, no! So that's what we're gonna do. I think I'm gonna
Run away?
zoom in. Yeah, get far away from here.
So it's just a membrane, and what was shooting out was the yolk was kind of, or the innards was kind of leaning over. But there's no development in this egg.
Show them the inside.
It's kind of hard to see, but it's just the membrane and the yolk part. We've got the skull cap.
You pour it in there.
Oh gosh, that's gross. Oh, oh. That's gross. I'm not going to be able to get this membrane out though.
That's fine.
Oh, actually, maybe I will. But for it being in there for this many days, it's kind of surprising that it's still in a pretty liquid state. Thought we'd have like a poached egg or something. So, you want to keep the skull caps too?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we can make one of those candle warmers. Where do you want these ones? So that was number 1. Here's number 2. Let me see if I can find the smaller end. These are both pretty much even. The weight's on that side, so. All right. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, can't get it. I can't get it.
Why?
Because I can't, like, grab it. I don't want it to fall in. No. No. There we go. Is something pecking my toes?
Daisy's under there.
Oh, okay. Well, same thing with number 2. There was no yeah, there's no development in here, just like the other one. Just yolk's lost its color, and just the membrane. So, Daisy, no.
She just knocked it over.
Okay, I thought she was eating it. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So here's number 3. Now, what I was hearing is that if you tap it and it sounds like a china, like, you know, like a little ting, it's supposed to mean that the egg is dead. So, number 3 definitely has the sound, that china-like sound, but the other one's not. So, this one is definitely weighted on one side. So, let's cut this one open and see what it looks like. I'll cut open this side here. Ooh. Oh, gosh dang it. This one looks a little bit more white here. It's
No, it smells.
I can't smell anything, so.
Maybe I'm just still smelling this
So
shell.
this one's more white. So, gross.
Can't see it.
Oh, well, that one actually had a small embryo in it.
Really?
Yeah. So, That one had something that was developing in it. So that was number 3. So
Number 3 was our first.
number
chick.
3 had a little embryo in it.
Can we see it in the bucket?
No, you don't want to look in there. It looks gross. I mean, I'm not going to pick it up out of there, but what I can tell, it looks like maybe there was something in there. Did you?
Is that what that big thing is?
Yes.
It's a pretty big embryo.
Well, I mean, obviously something was growing in there. It was so like the color of the egg is different than
So weird.
the other ones.
Just so
Well-
inside the bucket.
That one's gross. 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 I'm touching it.
All right, let's see if we can get it. It's a big chunk right there.
We're gonna get flagged.
Or not.
Death, dismemberment, whatever YouTube category.
Here, you point it out. You hold that. Hold the camera and just kind of point out where.
Yeah, but now it's too like it's.
That big thing right there.
Yeah, it's right here, but like there's a lot of other stuff right here. But this is what we think is the embryo right here that something was growing. I'm not gonna touch it, but that's what we think it is. It came out as one piece out of the egg, so. Oh, it smells.
Oh. Whew.
Don't do this at home. All right, number 4. All right.
Oh gosh, I'm downwind of it.
All right, here we go. Maybe go put her inside in a minute. All right, number 4. Number 4 doesn't look like it had anything. It's just definitely just egg. No,
Oh, that's a big yolk.
that was a big yolk. It's solid too. It wasn't scrambled like the other ones. Gross. So gross.
All right, I'm gonna put her inside.
Okay. So number 5 here.
Can you imagine if you were cutting these in half? How messy that would be.
All right. Yeah.
Scoot that. Can you scoot the bucket back because we can barely see the bucket.
This way.
There you go.
Erica made a good point that it was probably a good idea that I didn't split them right in half because this one is like literally full. So
Oh, wow.
you can see that it's like right at the top of my cut, and I cut this one pretty close to the crown. So this was a very full egg. There is no development either that I can tell. So this was number 5. Well, bleh. Too bad this wasn't smell-o-vision, then you guys would have a wonderful time just like I'm having. Number 6. Gross. I don't know where it went. I think it hit my beanie.
I don't see it on your beanie. So.
I saw it fly. Oh yeah, thanks. We could also blow these out, but with these that have been in the incubator for so long, I don't want to blow them out because it's going to be gross. And if it has gone rotten, I don't want to do that because that's gross. If it was just a fresh egg, that wouldn't be a problem, but. So this is number 6, just the yolk. And I don't see anything in this one, just a solid yolk. Oh, it's so gross.
Okay, now that Raymond's been doing all the disgusting work.
How many eggs is that? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 8 eggs right here. And for reference, we probably have about, right about here. That's how much egg yolk and stuff is in there, is about that much. So pound to a pound and a half per egg, that's like what, 10 pounds of eggs right there?
10 pounds of rotten eggs.
Oh.
So the first egg that we actually saw any life in was egg number 11 and 12. Both of those were rocking and both of those were squeaking, and neither of them hatched out of their egg. So we did purchase a new cabinet incubator, and that's what we transferred all of our eggs over to recently. But as they're getting close to hatching, they can't stay in that incubator because it automatically moves them left and right. So we moved them into one of the styrofoam incubators to hatch in. Well, since we figured out that our thermometers have been way off, we think that numbers 11 and 12 just got too cold when they were close to hatch, and then they did not hatch out. So number 12 does have a chick in it. We do know that because we could hear it chirping and it was rocking back and forth. And so we are going to cut open 12 now, but if you are sensitive or you don't want to see this, I say skip ahead now. After this, we do plan to show you our emu laying an egg. So don't turn it off, just skip ahead so you can see the ending. We don't want to hurt the poor dead chick.
I just feel bad doing it. Like, I mean, we'll open it and look at it, but I'm not gonna use the Dremel to do it, because I'll be cutting into the chick, so there'll probably be.
But it will be interesting to see if it is a blonde baby or if it was a standard baby.
Which number 11 was a blonde, right?
Number 11 was a blonde. We were super sad to lose that one. Well, we're super sad to lose any chick because they're so cute and
fluffy.
Yes, it's very sad. But we like to see what our ratio was. It is nice to know that number 11 was our first official chick to develop. We think, as you saw, number 3 might have been starting to develop, but we're not really sure what's going on there. So number 12 is our first. We have, I believe, 23?
24, I think.
24 eggs now, and she's supposed to lay another one tonight. We're just praying that breeding season continues and we continue to get more, because right now we only have about 15 eggs left in the incubator and a few more that we haven't put in yet. So we want to get as many chicks as we can this season. All right, you're up.
Now that egg is pretty tough. Can you imagine how much work those little chicks got to go through to break through that? There we go. Okay. There we go. So this was number 12, so there's obviously a chick in here now. He's been in here, he stopped moving and chirping, what, the day after we started hearing him?
I think 2 days after.
So I don't know, like he's pretty wrapped in here. Like the membrane is shrink wrapped, as they call it, around his body. And from what I can tell, it looks like it would have been a blonde, which is unfortunate because we like the blonde ones. But you can see, so
basically when they break through this membrane, this white stuff, that is when you will start hearing them chirp. Then they have a maximum of 3 days to break through the shell, and as it gets closer to those 3 days, they start to lose air, and that's what prompts them to start breaking through the outer shell so that they can get out.
Yeah, so here's his beak right here. So that would have been the top of the egg, the crown of the egg. So number 11, he was wrapped up pretty tight, like like between his legs and everything, so he didn't have a good area to break through. Now this one, number 12, he would have been able to break through. But we don't know what happened. I don't know if this membrane is shrink wrapped during his hatching phase, or this is just after he passed. So
they can shrink wrap in there if there's not enough humidity during hatch. Then their membrane does not stay moist enough for them to break through. It just shrinks and just attaches to them, and then they can't move enough to actually hatch out.
So this one would have been a blonde. You can see the blonde hair here. Definitely not a white, because it definitely has darker aspects like the standards. So, but we break it open because we kind of want to see like if there was any other, like if there was a misdevelopment somewhere, like if the body wasn't fully attached, or like if their body was attached to another piece. We had one egg last year where the head was still attached to the body with some type of tendon or some type of growth. So this way we kind of know if the eggs are, if the babies are developing properly, or if maybe there's not adequate nutrition. But we give all of our birds as much food as they need as far as nutrition wise. So I will pull them out this way.
Don't drop them in the bucket.
No, he's facing this way. He's pretty stuck in there. Poor guy.
Interesting to see how they do sit in the egg though.
So yeah, so you can see that he has one foot here and the other foot over here. So they're like...
Lift him up a little bit.
Right here?
Yeah.
So this is how they grow in there. Now, again, if you don't want to see this, go ahead and skip forward. But so this would be the outside shell. So his head is facing, this is the way this egg would sit. So yeah, the number 11 was his feet were like wrapped around his head area, so you wouldn't have had a good way to peep through the egg, to peck through the opening. So, and this guy, so number 11 also, number 11 had like an abnormal growth here in the back of his head as well. This one actually looks like it's ideal, like his head is correct. So we don't know why he didn't hatch, but for those of you who are interested in what it looks like, this is how they look like when they're in the egg.
Alright, so Raymond cut open.
Yeah, we cut them open.
I wasn't going anywhere near that splatter.
Yeah, thanks.
Cut open eggs 1 through 9, other than number 7 that we sold. And then 11 and 12 had chicks in them. And then number 10 is still in the incubator. Some of them do take longer to hatch, and I didn't want to risk cutting open an egg that might still have a developing chick in there, so we left that one in. And then number 13 is wiggling. He hasn't started whistling yet, and not all of them will whistle before they fully crack open, but it could be any day. Now, he is actually on day number 48 today, and typically an egg is hatched at day 50. Some hatch 48, some I've even been seeing hatching at 46, and then some could take even longer. So he's definitely in the bounds of hatching at any time. So hopefully in this video, or maybe the next video, we will get some more hatching footage for you guys. You can see a new baby hatching out. And hopefully we got the temperature figured out, because we got some new thermometers that are matching perfectly with our mercury thermometer, so we know that that part is correct, and hopefully the humidity is right on as well. So that's what we're hoping for, and we hope that another one, we finally get a baby chick from our emus here. So, and hopefully we'll get some more blondes. It's sad that both of those babies I developed and we lost are both blondes, breaks my heart, but it is what it is. So hopefully we will get a hatch here in the next couple days, and hopefully we'll get another egg laid tonight. So hopefully we'll get footage of that for you guys, and you can see how that works. It's super awesome to see. If you follow us on TikTok, we actually do have a short video on there seeing the whole process of her pacing and then laying and what the boys do. It's really cool to see, but we're really hoping to get some good footage for you on here so you guys can really see the whole process. So stick around. If not, if she doesn't lay an egg, then I guess we'll see you next time. But hopefully we'll be back in just a little bit to film that for you. Say Will?
Huh?
So we finished cracking all those eggs and we thought, where are we gonna put all this nasty, rotten egg yolk? So we decided to drive all the way to the back of the property where our dog Ranger will not eat it in the middle of the night.
What?
And throw it out for the coyotes. So if anything gets sick, it's the coyotes and not our dogs. So here we are.
Oh, that's so gross. Like, it's it's so disgusting. Like, wow. The coyotes aren't gonna eat this. They'd rather eat entrails. Like, we'll come check it tomorrow.
Maybe we'll come out and check tomorrow, see if they ate it.
What are we gonna look? It's still stuck inside the bucket. You get to rinse it out.
Hey,
What?
you made the mess.
You wanted me to put it on camera. Gross.
Breakfast is ready.
Where's my...
Well, you guys, the sun is setting. The Silkies just went into their igloo, and we're about to put Jack away. It looks like, let's see, Diamond Destiny is starting to pace, which is a good sign that she's about to lay an egg. So we're gonna try to go over there and get some footage of that. All right, you guys, well, it's the end of the day. This is the time of the day where Diamond Destiny is typically pacing back and forth along the fence, and then right as the sun fully sets, she'll go into the shelter and she'll lay an egg. And then the boys will come over, they'll cover it with straw and keep it nice and warm until they have a full clutch to sit on. Well, we went out there to go videotape this for you guys, and we're watching her, and she's just standing there. She's just kind of cleaning her feathers. She's not drumming. We're like, well, maybe she's not laying an egg tonight. Maybe she's done for the season. We're really sure what was going on. Before we left, we decided, well, let's go ahead and check the shelter. And sure enough, she had already laid her egg. So for whatever reason, she laid it early tonight. Everyone was confused. The boys didn't even cover it up or anything. I'm not sure they even knew there was an egg. Typically when there's an egg, they get a little territorial. They'll kind of get real tall and kind of come up right to you to kind of get you, to scare you out of the cage or whatever. And they weren't doing that at all. They wanted to be pet. They were kind of just walking around. So I don't think they even knew there was an egg that was laid. So very strange. Hopefully in the next video we'll be able to capture it, because we'll have probably 2 more eggs before we have another video for you guys. So hopefully we'll capture it, and hopefully we'll have some chicks that'll hatch for you also. Yeah. So thanks for sticking with us today. We hope you all learned something new, and that you guys have a great week, and hopefully we'll have another video for you next week. All right, bye.
Bye.